All right, listener. You're thinking about getting an insurance quote from Good Rates, and your renewal is coming up pretty soon. So, smart move. Let's dive into what they're all about and look at some trends that could affect your premiums down the line, especially with electric vehicles kind of making waves these days. We've got some info about Good Rates Insurance and a fascinating article on EV market trends. And get this, trade wars.
Yeah, what's fascinating here is how your choice of insurance, something we often see as a routine task, can actually be tied to global events that are shaping the future of vehicles.
Okay, so let's unpack Good Rates first. What makes them stand out in the insurance world?
Well, they're a relatively new Ontario brokerage. They were founded in 2021, but they're operating under the well-established broker team insurance. So this blend of fresh perspective and seasoned experience could be a winning combination.
Yeah, they definitely emphasize personalized service and finding the right coverage for each individual, which is refreshing in an industry that can sometimes feel like a one-size-fits-all approach.
And it's not just talk. They highlight individual brokers and their expertise. Like they've got Fred Lamb, who brings a finance background to insurance, offering a unique perspective.
And don't forget Winky Choi, who actually lists their direct phone number right on the website. Talk about accessibility.
Yeah, that's a bold move. And it speaks volumes about their commitment to direct communication and building relationships with clients.
So as you're considering getting that quote, it seems like Good Rates is positioning themselves as more than just a quick transaction. It's about finding an insurance partner you can actually connect with.
Absolutely. When you're dealing with something as important as insurance, that personal touch can make all the difference, especially when you need support or have questions.
Okay, so they're checking the boxes for personalized service.
Yeah.
But, everyone says that. Right?
Yep.
What really stood out to me was this emphasis on understanding individual needs and finding the best coverage, not just the cheapest price.
That's a key point. It suggests they're taking a more consultative approach, working with you to understand your specific situation and risk profile, not just pushing a standard policy.
And that could be especially valuable as the automotive landscape is changing with electric vehicles becoming more popular.
Precisely, the rise of EVs brings a whole new set of considerations for insurance, from repair costs to charging infrastructure. A broker who understands those nuances could be a valuable asset as you navigate those changes.
Speaking of EVs, this article we have paints a fascinating and maybe a little concerning picture of the future. It starts off by saying the EV market is booming. Gardner even predicts like a 17% growth in shipments for 2025. And by 2030, over half of all vehicles could be electric.
Yeah, it's a significant shift driven by technological advancements, environmental concerns, and government incentives. But as with any major transition, there are complexities and potential roadblocks to consider.
Yeah, the article doesn't shy away from that. Get this. It suggests that a trade war with China could actually slow down the adoption of EVs in North America.
That's where geopolitics kind of enters the equation. The article highlights that trade barriers targeting Chinese EVs, which are known for their advanced technology, could limit consumer choice and hinder the adoption of features like connectivity, autonomy, and even core electric drivetrain advancements.
Hold on, let me get this straight. We're potentially saying no to some of the coolest, most cutting-edge EVs because of political tensions. That seems counterproductive, especially if we're trying to encourage people to go electric.
It's a complex situation with various stakeholders and competing interests. The article argues that Chinese automakers have a competitive edge in certain areas, but increasing trade barriers could stifle innovation and slow down the overall transition to EVs.
So how does this global tug-of-war over EVs impact something as personal as my insurance premiums? I thought I was just trying to decide if Good Rates was the right fit for me.
Well, remember, the insurance industry is all about assessing risk and adjusting premiums accordingly, and the rise of EVs introduces a whole new set of factors to consider.
Like those skyrocketing repair costs I keep hearing about. The article mentions EV claims costs in Canada jumped by almost 4% in just one quarter last year, and the average repair cost for a battery EV was a whopping 31% higher than for a gas-powered car.
Exactly. That's a significant difference, and it reflects the challenges associated with EV repair. Batteries are expensive to replace, specialized parts can be harder to source, and the expertise required is still developing.
Okay, so let me connect the dots here. If trade wars limit the availability of those advanced Chinese EVs, wouldn't that mean fewer EVs on the road overall? And wouldn't that then lead to less demand for those specialized parts and expertise, potentially even driving down those crazy repair costs?
That's a possibility. It's a complex interplay of supply and demand. Fewer EVs could mean slower development of the repair infrastructure, but it could also lead to lower demand and potentially less pressure on prices. It's difficult to predict the net effect.
Wow. It's mind-boggling to think that something as big as a trade war could trickle down and affect something as personal as my car insurance. So as I'm thinking about getting a quote from Goodrates for my renewal, what should I be asking them about EVs? Should I even be considering switching to an EV with all this uncertainty?
Those are excellent questions, and this is where choosing the right insurance partner becomes crucial. When you talk to Goodrates, ask about their experience with EV insurance. Do they understand the nuances of EV repair costs? Do they offer coverage options tailored to EVs?
So it's not just about getting the cheapest quote. It's about finding a broker who can guide me through these changing tides and help me make informed decisions.
Precisely, it's about having a partner who understands the evolving landscape of vehicles and insurance and can provide the expertise and support you need to navigate these complexities.
It's crazy how something like choosing insurance, which we usually just kind of do on autopilot, can suddenly feel so complex. We've got Goodrates, this new brokerage that seems to prioritize those like personal relationships and understanding your needs as an individual.
Hmm.
But then we have this whole electric vehicle revolution happening with potential benefits, but also like a lot of unknowns, like those rising repair costs and the impact of these trade wars. It's a lot to think about.
Yeah, it is, but it also highlights why taking the time to understand these trends is so important. It's not just about checking those boxes and finding the cheapest policy. It's about making informed choices that actually align with your needs and, your vision for the future.
So as I'm getting ready to reach out to Goodrates for that quote, what should I be thinking about? How do I even like begin to factor all of this into my decision?
Well, I think you should start by considering your own priorities. Are you environmentally conscious and eager to embrace electric vehicles, or are you maybe a little hesitant about the technology and the potential challenges? Once you have a sense of your own leanings, you can start asking Goodrates the right questions.
Okay, like what? Give me some examples. I want to make sure I'm covering all the bases.
Absolutely. Don't be afraid to get specific. Ask about their experience with insuring electric vehicles. Do they understand the intricacies of EV repair and the potential impact of, limited parts availability? Do they have any specialized coverage options for EV owners?
Those are really good questions. And I guess I should also be thinking about my own driving habits and how those might change if I make the switch to an EV.
Exactly. Range anxiety is a real thing for many EV owners, and it could impact, how much you drive and the types of trips you take. And these are all things you can discuss with a potential insurance provider.
This has been incredibly eye-opening. I went from thinking I just needed a quick insurance quote to realizing that there's like this whole world of interconnected factors to consider.
And that's the beauty of these deep dives, right?
Hmm.
We uncover the hidden connections, the unexpected consequences, and we empower you to make more informed decisions.
So the takeaway here is to approach insurance, especially in this rapidly changing world of vehicles, with a more, thoughtful, long-term perspective.
Absolutely. Think about your needs, your goals, and the potential impact of global trends, and then choose an insurance partner who understands these complexities and can really guide you through them.
Well, listener, we've reached the end of our deep dive. We've explored Goodrates Insurance, the exciting but uncertain world of EVs, and even touched on those international trade wars. Who knew getting an insurance quote could be so thought-provoking?
It's true, but remember the key is to be an informed consumer. Ask questions, challenge assumptions, and make choices that align with your vision for the future.
And if you're looking for an insurance partner who seems to value personalized service and understanding individual needs, Goodrates might be worth exploring further.
Yeah.
But ultimately, the choice is yours. We've given you the information, and now it's time for you to make your own informed decision.
And as always, we encourage you to share your thoughts and insights with us on social media. We love to hear what resonates with you, and what questions you still have. Until next time.